Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. Greece is mourning as the bodies of 7 PAOK football supporters killed in the road crash in Romania have been returned to the country alongside the repatriation of 2 injured survivors. The remains arrived in Thessaloniki yesterday aboard a Greek Air Force C-130 aircraft. At Macedonia Airport, members of the PAOK fan community received the bodies and escorted them in a motorcade to Tumba Stadium, where supporters gathered for a tribute. Funeral services are scheduled for today and tomorrow. Earlier, a farewell ceremony was held in Romania. Local religious authorities offered prayers, read the names of the victims, and distributed white roses before the transfer of the bodies. 2 of the 3 survivors, aged 20 and 28, also returned and were transported to Papagiriou Hospital in Thessaloniki for treatment. Doctors said their injuries are not life-threatening. A 3rd survivor remains hospitalized in Romania following surgery for a cervical fracture and will return once doctors approve travel. Funerals of the 5 women lost are underway in Tricala as the investigation continues into the deadly explosion at the Yolanda Biscuit factory. Preliminary findings indicate that a propane leak accumulating for months in an underground space ignited, possibly triggered by a continuously operating pressure water pump. Safety valves and detection systems were missing or failed to operate, allowing the gas to reach lethal concentrations. Fire department investigators are reviewing building permits, construction plans, and propane pipe installations to determine whether the tanks and underground piping were legally installed and properly maintained. Records show that as far back as December 2019, regional authorities flagged issues with gas tank placement and requested technical upgrades, which were only partially completed. Experts confirmed that propane traveled 25 to 30 meters underground before entering the basement, causing the explosion shortly after the factory reopened following its Sunday closure. Employees had reported gas odors over several months, but no corrective action was taken. Families of the victims continue to demand accountability, highlighting the human cost of the disaster and calling for stricter oversight of workplace safety. Greek authorities have seized more than 130 kilograms of cannabis during a coordinated operation at the port of Patras and in Athens, leading to 2 arrests. Officials say the drugs were found inside a truck intercepted after disembarking from a ferry operating the Andirio-Rio route. The shipment included 102 kilograms of raw cannabis and 21 kilograms of processed hashish, with an estimated street value of more than 900,000 euros. Authorities acted on intelligence indicating the truck would be transporting a large quantity of illegal drugs. During the inspection, sniffer dogs located the substances hidden inside packaging made to resemble hydroponic cannabis products. The investigation then expanded to Athens. Police raided a warehouse in the Ambelokipi area, believed to be the shipment's destination before distribution in central Athens. Inside, officers found labels from Greek and Spanish companies, which investigators say were intended to help avoid inspections. 2 suspects, aged 35 and 61, were arrested. Greece's Supreme Court has upheld a 2.5-year prison sentence for a former chemistry professor found guilty of revenge porn and harassment against his ex-partner. The case dates back to 2013, when the 2 educators began a relationship that ended in 2016. Following the breakup, the professor reportedly engaged in a prolonged campaign of harassment, including sending explicit photos of the woman to her son and other family members and circulating insulting messages among colleagues. Court documents also detail a physical attack on the woman's new partner, who was struck outside his workplace and required hospital treatment. The harassment caused significant psychological distress to the victim over several years. The Supreme Court confirmed previous rulings, finding the man guilty of repeated violations of personal data protection laws and defamation. He denied the charges during the appeals process. Greek health authorities are reporting an increase in severe influenza cases as hospitals continue to face pressure during the peak of the flu season. According to the latest epidemiological report, 12 additional deaths linked to flu complications were recorded nationwide over the past week. At the same time, 19 patients are currently being treated in intensive care units with severe influenza. While flu positivity in the general community has shown a slight decline, hospital admissions continue to rise. A total of 649 patients were admitted with flu-related illness during the reporting week, up from 613 the previous week. Since the start of the surveillance period, authorities have recorded 36 flu-related deaths and 105 ICU admissions from laboratory-confirmed cases. Health officials stress that these figures reflect severe infections, particularly among vulnerable groups. In contrast, COVID-19 indicators remain stable with fewer hospital admissions, while respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, shows an upward trend in positivity rates. These were the top stories of the day as covered on Mega News. Thank you for watching.